The first thing we're going to do is react to these video game console predictions from 13 years ago. I saw the suggestion for the video, but I wasn't sure if it was, I wanted to watch it, but I wanted to watch it with someone. I didn't want to watch it by myself, so we're going to watch that. We're going to react to it for your entertainment and our entertainment. Trying to get the link. Can you not right click in this? Maybe you can't right click with this. Maybe there's alt click. Yeah. We're using a Chromebook, so also have the worst type of computer also.
Just overall the worst setup for a podcast, honestly. If you could see this whole room right now.
It's such a dirty table.
It's horrible.
But this is what will the newest gaming consoles look like.
Can't wait. PlayStation 4, man.
How do we do the audio for this?
I don't know. I thought you knew what we were doing here.
We're just going to mute it. We don't need to hear.
Yeah, we don't really need to hear it, do we?
No, we're just going to mute it. Okay. Well, we should start the video from the beginning because it is a funny little beginning thing. Okay, here we go. So the PlayStation 4, they guessed the name right. They got the name right.
Yeah.
That looks really funny. So I want to check this out real quick. We're pausing on the frame with the PS4. It is shaped like a Nintendo Wii.
It looks nothing like any PlayStation has ever looked at all.
No.
It doesn't look like it fits in with anything that they've ever done.
I like the idea of creating things that looked like AI art before AI art.
It does look like an AI art image. Like if you typed in PlayStation, Nintendo or something.
Or PlayStation new version, next gen, and white. Other keywords that would work well for that. I've seen them used like display, like stuff like that. Commercial would probably be another tag.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like AI art, which is kind of impressive in its own way because it's very uncanny.
It looks like it's supposed to lean up against a wall or something.
Here, let's light that blunt. Let's light that blunt.
Let's light this up. You want to light it?
Sure, I'll light it.
You can do the honors.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Oh.
See, and that controller is so weird.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back there.
Why is it so skinny?
Why doesn't it look like the last thing?
Well, every PlayStation controller has looked relatively the same. They're just slight changes with each generation, you know. They've added the triggers for the PS2, and then for the PS3, they made it more like actual triggers, like the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
It's always been just small changes like that, but it always looks basically the same. So
I don't understand why they would include this design if their prediction was the last design, or if maybe they're combining a bunch of different ones that they found on like Google or something.
But that looks more like that looks like another kind of game controller. I can't think of it. There's another one that's kind of skinny like that.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a Windows product. Like it looks like a normal like Logitech, like futuristic Logitech keyboard with like it even looks like it has the Windows like blue panel thing at the top there. It looks like a mini PC, you know?
The system itself looks like a memory card or like I
forgot to put on my headphones.
Yeah, you haven't had your headphones on this whole time. I thought you just didn't want them on. I don't know.
No. No, that was an accident.
The system itself, though, it looks like a memory card or something to me, or like an SD card.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like a system.
Yeah, right. It looks like something you would connect to your computer.
It looks like something that goes in your computer.
Yeah, like slides into your. Okay, let's go on. Move on. Okay. So, honestly, that controller is not far off.
It's really not. The little, the weird tips, I don't know what that's about.
No.
It's unnecessary.
It's not even ergonomic.
Yeah. It seems like that's just a weird guess for some. I don't know why you would guess that, but everything else is pretty spot on.
Yeah, the alien facing people. I don't know if they'll get in the shot at all. But, yeah, the system looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
it looks like a piece of plastic. It doesn't look like it looks like a flat piece of plastic with like an orb in the middle.
Yeah, I don't even where. It doesn't look like it has any depth to it. What?
Yeah, that's weird. This was just a joke. This is funny. George Foreman PS4.
It's funny because it actually looks similar to the PS3. The roundness, especially right here.
Well, that is a PlayStation.
Okay, that is a PS3. And then, so they just put
a grill inside.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty.
The last thing the last thing is a George Foreman grill.
That's just a grill.
So we're just getting trolled here.
But it looks like both a PS3 and a grill at the same time. So.
Well, maybe George Foreman grills just look nice.
I guess.
I've never seen one. There's that piece of plastic again. This is never going to happen. This would have never happened. It's a glass fucking panel, a glass panel that goes like this with a fucking orb in the middle. It doesn't make any sense.
So it's supposed to be like a flat touchscreen type thing?
Yeah, it looks like it. They're just like, well, holograms won't be here quite yet.
But this is, how is this the next step from a big, bulky console?
Where do things plug in? Where does it plug in?
Yeah,
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the TV from the episode of South Park where Cartman goes to the future, and there's just no way to plug it into the Wii because it's just like a floating piece of glass. That's what this reminds me of. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, it looks like something from Phil of the Future or something. I don't know. It looks very strange.
Phil of the Future.
Phil of the Future, the old Disney not cartoon. It was like Disney show.
I saw that.
It was same generation as.
I thought Disney was corny when I was a kid. I was the cool kid. I watched pornography.
Okay, so
we missed the last one. I like how that looks just like a fucking GameCube controller, but let's take a step back. Here it is again.
This touchscreen shit, or the see-through, whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I like to call this the orb concept, where you sort of just, make everything a weird sci-fi stress dream. So the person designing this had to have just done it for fun. They couldn't have been thinking that this was actually like an actual practical idea for what they wanted, like what they had in mind.
I wonder if they're just like a graphics art person who just, they're just making like graphic art ideas.
Like they got Unreal Engine and just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah, or something like that. Because I don't know, where is this coming from? Where is this image coming from? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. So this is hilarious. I'm trying to think of it. It would fit like a worse version of a. Did you ever play GameCube?
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. The GameCube was fatter, like down, like, the bottom came down more. The handles weren't nearly as long, but yeah, it does look similar. Obviously, it wouldn't have the triangle.
Yeah, it has the whole PlayStation design.
But yeah, it does kind of look like a GameCube controller. Except the GameCube had a stick up here.
Yeah, well,
and the arrows were down here.
It was also very poorly designed.
Yeah.
They had an excuse. The shape isn't incredibly off. Like, they're thinking in the right direction by keeping it brick shaped. But those controllers are
Why
insane.
does it looks like a conveyor belt or something, you know? The way it's shaped, it's so round this way, and then it's so square this way.
Oh, yeah, it
looks like a treadmill.
Yeah, it's shaped just like a treadmill. Okay. Bad. Pretty bad. Oh, more of the treadmills.
There's people outside making noise. Don't mind that.
That was funny. I hear them through the podcast.
Yeah.
It's kind of dreamy sounding. Are we going to sound like dreamy and dreamlike when we listen back? Is there going to be like weird feedback going on?
I don't know. It sounds like the audio might be all weird.
Yeah.
I hear it keep on like stuttering. You hear that? Like
yeah, you're stuttering a lot.
Yeah. But I'm also like turning towards you when I talk, which is turning away from the mic. So that's probably...
Maybe you should...
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because where's the right place to talk into that mic's the side, right? I'm pretty sure this one is the front. Like, I want to talk into it like this.
Yeah, I mean...
Should I be talking into it like this the whole time? Or is that too much? It probably sounds better when I do this.
I mean, you definitely sound really clear right there.
Yeah. See, you get like an inch away from it.
Yo. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I don't hear you as clearly as I hear myself. Did you make sure both mic 1 and 2 are at the same levels?
Well, I turned both of them down until they weren't clipping anymore.
Okay.
That's why I had you talk into it continuously, and I turned mine down, and I did the same thing to mine. But I don't know.
So it's like yours was. Which one's lower? Is yours lower?
Mine definitely sounds lower, I think.
It does.
And mine is the one that keeps stuttering. I keep hearing myself stutter when I talk. I don't know if it's even picking up my voice half the time.
Well, worst case scenario, we have the audio from the iPhones, and iPhone mics are actually pretty good. And it's a pretty enclosed space with not very much echo because we have a whole wall of padding over there. So,
yeah, it definitely helps.
Yeah. But I mean, I could definitely check between all three. I know this mic is definitely only at its best when I talk to it like this.
Yeah, that sounds clear, like very clear right there.
Da 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 da.
That's like you could record music like that. You know, that's how clear that is, probably. But this, I don't know how well mine's working.
So this looks like a real thing, and it's kind of unfair that they would throw this into the mix. But I don't know. It looks like a little fun Sony project. It doesn't look like it actually like ever hit a market.
That looks like a PlayStation 1 controller hooked up, or maybe a PS2. PS1 or
called
PS2.
PSX, and it came out before the PlayStation 3.
So yeah, probably closer to a PS2 controller, and then because I don't think the PS1 had the sticks yet. I'm not sure. I don't know. I never had a PS1. I grew up on PS2. That definitely looks a lot like a PS2 controller.
Yeah, and PSX was a name for PlayStation. It was just another name for the first PlayStation, so I don't know why.
I thought that was a certain thing. Are you sure?
Oh, no. I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought PSX was like a specific console.
So that's what this is.
That's the PSX?
Yeah. And I'll put the Wikipedia page up on the screen when I come back and edit this, but that's how it looked.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the same thing. Yep.
It's pretty cool. A digital voice video recorder, though. So it's like a VCR?
Yeah, I don't know. I assumed it was a game controller. I mean, a game console.
It says digital video recorder.
Yeah, I saw that's what it said on there. What does that mean, though?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking it up. Oh, we're such fucking idiots. Can you guess what a digital video recorder is?
It records digital video.
It's DVR.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so a VHS player.
Yeah.
The things that we've recognized as VHS players, because there wasn't an original VHS player when we were kids. They were all DVRs by that point, because they could record television, and you could put them on a cassette. Bump the mic.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I didn't know.
Did your dad ever do that? Record television?
All the fucking time. I did too as a kid, actually. I mean, there were times where there was a show, even as a kid, that I knew was coming up that I would record on tape. You know what I mean? Like, that was definitely a thing of
That's pretty cool.
that time.
I didn't have access to that when I was a kid, but I heard about other people doing it. So
that was a different time, man. I was pretty young, but I definitely remember it.
yeah. I think if my dad was a little bit more tech savvy, he would have been a happier man. Because
my dad went to college for like computers and shit, so he definitely knew a lot more about that stuff.
See, my dad, he would always get these big DVD collections over time, over like the course of 5 years, and then he would have like one drunk episode where, like he like ends up in jail for a couple weeks or for like a weekend or with a new charge. So he has to like sell a bunch of his stuff, including his DVDs, to make money for the amount of money he loses from work. And if he knew he could just record every single thing he watched for like 50 cents a movie, he would have invested in that like all the time. He would be like the ultimate torrenting guy, you know?
Yeah, it really was like torrenting of that time. Like there were tapes that I had as a kid that my dad had recorded, like before I was even born, like movies that he recorded on TV. So there were like commercial cuts. Yeah. It would start commercials and then it would just cut and then the movie would start again. Well, it'd be like that on the tape.
I'm sure some of the oldest piratable videos on the Pirate Bay are probably things that were recorded through VHS.
And it probably is very similar where it starts to play the commercials and then it cuts and then it goes back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. It's a PlayStation integrated in a DVR. That's really cool, the more I think about it, actually. Because that would have been like having a PlayStation mixed with a DVR.
Yeah, so it was basically just... That must have been a new concept at the time, so they were just trying to put it in different kinds of electronics, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well, this new PlayStation is pretty hot. Let's try to put a DVR in that, you know?
Yeah, it sucks because they were going to release it in America. They just didn't because it initially didn't sell very well. This is what was stolen from us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's nice that they showed us that. Good tangent. Oh, I'm so excited.
PSP 4000. Oh, shit, dude. This looks so cool.
So to remind everybody, this is a video from 13 years ago. So 2010... guessing the designs of the next generation of consoles, which at the time was going to be the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the not the PSP 4000 and not the Wii 2. They came out with the Wii U. So I'm excited to see how that eventually looks. But yeah, that's what we're watching right now.
PSP 4000.
But it just looks like a stretched PSP.
Yeah, it doesn't look that different from a PSP. It looks maybe a little more square. I don't know. I can't really picture exactly what a PSP looks like in my mind right now.
Honestly, they should have done something like this, though.
Yeah, it looks better, I feel like. I think I like this design I don't
understand the top is... What is the top supposed to be?
What do you mean? What part?
The top part. Are they suggesting a removable screen?
What, are you talking about this top picture? Like, what is that portraying? Yeah.
Is that portraying a removable screen from the handheld controller? Because if that's what this is showing, that's kind of wild because that's the Switch's design.
Right? That might be.
See, this is our clip from TikTok. We found the original Switch design. The original Switch design! Exclamation point, and then the emoji with the the emoji with like the soy face emoji. Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is?
Because if that's a removable screen, that's what the Switch did.
So what is this? The second.
I think they're trying to show you the top or the bottom of it, but I don't know what it's.
I see. I don't know. It's hard to tell exactly what they're trying to show us here. Yeah, I think that's just the top-down look, but
maybe they're suggesting, and if this is the case, it's not necessarily like the Switch, but maybe they're suggesting that the controller part slides in. And by showing us the bottom, they're like, oh, you can pop it in and look at it.
Probably, yeah, that would make the most sense. I think that's.
But also, why would we care about looking at the screen if we hit the controller for movies? I guess PSPs used to come out with movies.
Yeah, it was actually pretty common to watch movies, especially if you're on a road trip or something.
Yeah, the dumbest fucking thing in the world. Fucking PSP movies. PSP 2. Let's look at that. Oh, that looks like a fucking BlackBerry. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
PSP2.
That reminds me more of a Steam Deck. Because everything is one consecutive part.
Yeah.
It's got the things on the sides. It doesn't have joysticks, which is interesting.
Is this supposed to be a camera? Or what? And how does that, what, so you can record videos with it, or what?
That camera is huge.
Or is it like a... What if this was supposed to be some kind of almost like Pokemon Go, augmented reality, virtual, what is it? Is that augmented reality?
It's AR, yeah, augmented reality.
Yeah, maybe it's supposed to be something like that? I don't know. Why is there a camera on the back of the PSP2?
Maybe if they were aiming for something like that, that would be kind of a cool concept.
That would be a cool concept.
Because AR wasn't that big in 2010.
Exactly. So, that would have been a pretty revolutionary idea.
But honestly, they're probably thinking, the first PSP took pictures, so the next PSP better take better pictures.
Right. So let's just put make it like an actual handheld camera. The bigger
the camera, the better the picture is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
That's probably
It's kind of unironically true, too.
Yeah.
But it would be so dumb for it. Okay, so this is a cell phone. This is they got the skin of a cell phone and they were like, okay, I'm going to put triangle on it. Yeah. I wish. Is this literally from wish.com?
I wish.
It has a tag at the bottom. You can't make it out.
It's way too blurry.
That's funny because it's here's early Android. Here's an early Android processing system.
Yeah.
Operating system. Okay. Oh, this is, I'm not even going to stop with that. That one's okay. That one's bad.
But it looks awful.
Yeah.
It's like
That's another cell phone.
Yeah, it's just a cell phone. That's
Sony Ericsson PS phone. Oh, Xbox 720.
720?
No way.
Dude, it looks like a spaceship. That is so cool.
It looks so stupid. Where do you put the... Oh, okay, I see where you put the disc in.
How do you set that on your... I don't even know how you set that up. Where do you...
It is interesting that they had the silver X on there, though.
It kind of almost looks like a shoe at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like those bad,
like those like running shoes with the weird springs on them.
Yeah, it does look a lot like that. Oh, it's so underwhelming.
I don't know why. It's just too much. It's way overboard.
Oh, this is another Xbox 720.
Why is it so spherical?
I feel like I saw things like this before the Xbox One came out, and I was all like,
It's supposed to be an Xbox?
No way. Yeah, it's supposed to be an Xbox. It says
and it's spherical. It looks like a ball. Why?
It's like that other South Park episode with the other thing.
You can always relate anything to a South Park episode.
I know, but there's specifically a system that they call like the sphere or something.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm putting images of it in post right now. You can see them.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, we got a little closer right here.
See, it's more.
Not really, though. Not really, though.
What they really like to do with these is make it look as alien as possible.
Yeah.
So, like, let's make it look like a fucking spaceship, or let's make it look like just some weird shape. Like, what shape is that? What is that? It's not even a shape.
You have to consider that they're going to be making these on, like, assembly lines, and it's not going to be shaped like a fucking electric guitar if they have to fit in a bunch of different electronic components that are all shaped like squares, rectangles inside of it.
Why is it shaped like that?
Space.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Just cut those corners and make it square.
Yeah. And it would have been way closer. I mean, I don't know who was thinking, new game systems after the 360 are going to have 4 controller ports that aren't, because the 360, the thing about it is it had USB controller ports. Why would they go to having old school round original Xbox? Unless this was a guess from like 2005 for the Xbox 360, in which case you can cut them a lot more slack. It does say Xbox 2.0 on it.
Does it say 2.0?
It's a lot older than I thought it was.
That is 2.0.
So I think I was too hard on it. Still, engineering-wise, it's a bad idea.
It just looks stupid. A lot of these look pretty
It didn't even have a disc slot. That looks like something somebody actually built.
That looks like my dad's old laptop from the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
What?
It looks like something somebody actually built, though. They were like, I could make a portable Xbox 360.
It just looks so, like...
janky.
Yeah, it looks like an old like the very early laptops. If you look like at a laptop from like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, I almost wonder if this is just like a Photoshop.
Yeah, I kind of think because it looks like one of those and they just Photoshopped it to make it look like an Xbox.
Okay.
I think that's what they did.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen a computer that old. Like in 80s or 90s.
It might, maybe not 80s, but definitely 90s. Like it's an old ass laptop. It looks like that. It's all thick and weird.
It has like keyboard.
It's like a combination of an old computer and a laptop. Yeah,
typewriter.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is interesting, but it doesn't really say much.
See, again, with these weird shapes for no reason. What is this? What is going on here?
Yeah, what is going on?
Why?
It looks
what
like a drone.
Yeah, that does.
It has a picture of a drone.
I was about to say, it has a picture of a drone on it. This is a drone.
Yeah, it's like they subconsciously made a drone and they're like, what picture do I put on it? Oh, this drone looks cool, without ever connecting the two things in their minds.
Do you think that's what happened?
That's what it feels like.
I
does that look just like a drone?
I mean,
the 720 wasn't going to be shaped like a drone.
That's definitely a drone.
And it has a keyboard attached to it, like you're going to be putting it up on your lap and typing in your game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those keyboard attachments for like PlayStation controllers, like PS4 and PS5 controllers for like online gamers, so you can chat real quick. You know, I don't know if that's what that would be for, but
that would be, I guess, dumb. Because if you have a screen that small, why would you want a whole keyboard at the bottom just type on a screen?
It's pretty stupid either way.
It's like an idea that came out before people were really using touch screens.
Yeah.
So here we have a few ideas, which just look like PC towers that they put Xbox logos on. But that's a lot closer than the stuff on the upper left here. So the upper right looks just like an Xbox One.
It looks a lot like one, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kind of uncanny, like depending on how old this image is. Under it kind of looks like the newest Xboxes, but not really, but kinda.
The black one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the like Series X, right?
Yeah, because they just look like a little
They just look like a
square.
box. Yeah, just like a cube.
That looks a lot like it. So there are actually some pretty good guesses here. The ones at the bottom are insane. But again, these look pre-360. None of these imply that they're post-360. Because they don't bring up numbers. And the 360 was the first Xbox to bring up the numbers, you know? So there are 720s and shit past that.
Yeah.
And for some reason, everybody thought they would go with 720, even though it's just such a bad sounding name. Portable Xbox. Bad.
What? It looks like a kid's toy.
Yeah. Bad.
These stupid shapes. It just bothers me.
Yeah.
It really bothers me.
Okay, so this is insane, but it makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it looks more like a controller. It's got the shape of your hands.
It's got the shape of a 360 controller.
Yeah, it looks like your hands would wrap around it decently. You know, it wouldn't be uncomfortable to hold it.
The screen is like 90 shit. Okay, that... It doesn't look like they're trying to do Xbox. It looks like this is a different thing. This looks like one of those fake ads on Etsy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's supposed to be other.
What? Look at you see the buttons. It was like LEV. Yeah.
Oh, we too. So they guessed that it would project holograms.
What?
But its shape would be generally unchanged.
How does this work? Okay, so there's a hologram coming out of it, right? So what? You're playing a game, and instead of what you're being on the screen, you're projecting a whole hologram into the room, and that's what you're looking at? That's the display of the game?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I mean, I guess on paper that sounds really cool and futuristic, but I really don't think that would.
No, that's so dumb.
I think it would.
This is 10 years ago. We didn't have anything like
even if the technology was there, I just don't think that would be an efficient way to play video games.
No,
you just might as well go VR and put on a VR headset.
I think it's really disappointing that they would be guessing at so many of these handheld devices throughout this video, but they wouldn't guess that the Wii would try to go handheld. You know,
yeah.
The company that kind of popularized handheld devices wouldn't try to do a handheld thing. And I'll be really disappointed if there's nothing like that for the rest of the video, because this is supposed to be the last system.
We got 1 minute left. We'll see.
That's just a Wii. It just looks like a Wii.
Yeah, with a gold color to it.
No way. This has to be pre-Wii. This has to be a pre-Wii guess. That's just a phone.
It looks like a TV controller, but with a screen on it.
Okay, what if Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft teamed up to create a console?
PS Wii 60.
The PS 360.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I want
Yeah,
one.
it looks like a Wii and an Xbox controller.
Yeah, there's definitely an Xbox controller for sure. A little
see
different.
any PS in its DNA.
I don't see anything that resembles a PlayStation.
No. Well, we're done with this.